The answer choices tell us we're probably looking at verb tenses or maybe singulars and plurals. I'm not really sure yet, so I would just have to go to the sentence and try to make sense of this. Let's see. In the historical novel The Surrender Tree, Cuban-American author Margarita Engel uses poetry rather than prose to tell the true story of Cuban folk hero Rosa La whatever. I don't know why, but it's obvious to me that that's the answer. I can just feel it. Let me see if I can explain it in a better way. I guess I'm kind of, in my mind, cutting out a lot of stuff. Engel uses poetry to tell the true story. That's kind of the only part of this that made sense to me, or that my brain was registering as I was reading, as I'm kind of always doing this, is like, I know there's lots of adjectives and those extra clauses that get added on, and my brain is always kind of trimming a sentence down. What are my bare bone ideas? What is the bare bone structure of that sentence? And in that case, it can really only be D. Engel uses poetry, tells the true story. Nope. Engel uses poetry, told the true story. Nope. Engel uses poetry, is telling the true story. No. It's basically that has to be the verb tense, because we already have the main verb of the sentence, right? Engel uses poetry. That's kind of like at bottom like the entire sentence. So we've already kind of covered that piece. So she uses it to do something. This is, again, maybe getting into like what we might call diction, the way that we kind of just talk in English and the way that words kind of have to follow each other. Engel is using it to do something. That's just kind of how we use the word use. And so we need to kind of hear that. And even though there's a lot of stuff inserted, like the word poetry, but also like this kind of contrast, we need to be able to kind of read around that and say that no, like even if that wasn't there, the ordering of the words, the sound of the phrase has to kind of be a certain way. And for me, with lots of practice and being a native English speaker, that's kind of very easy for me to do. If you are not a native English speaker, a question like this might be very, very difficult for you. But my advice is you learn English with small sentences and small ideas. So try to do what I did and chop things away until you've kind of got the core of the sentence. And then I think your training will kick in and you'll be able to hear it like I do, and it'll be obvious. You might not have a concrete grammar rule that you're able to describe to say why the word is what it is, but you'll still feel it. And sometimes you can just, trust that feeling, and this is one of those cases.